Hey everybody, welcome to a special video edition of the Drive Home with Timothy podcast. My name is Dustin, I'm your host. Usually Timothy's here with me, but he's a little camera shy. He didn't want anything to do with being on camera, although he's promised that down the road he'll, if nothing else, edit himself into some of these episodes. So we have a guest producer today. His name is Theo. Theo, come here, bud. Okay, Theo's going to stay over there. And as you can see, we are broadcasting from my wife's house. But Dustin, isn't your wife's house really just your house? No, it's not. I'd like you to look around me and imagine me walking into a business. I said walking into a business, picking up any of the items that you see and bringing those home on purpose. This is my wife's house, but she's really cool about letting me stay here, basically rent-free, no questions asked. Although I did kind of pay for the house, but she's usually cool with having me hang around a lot. I also want to address the fact that there are some of you who've been listening to the Drive Home with Timothy and have heard my voice but have never seen what I look like. I know that this is not what you expected. I'm not any happier about it than you are, but I think we just need to make our peace with it and move on. So here we go. We're going to talk today about what's wrong, right? There's a lot to talk about. 2020 it's the orange starburst of years. We've had a lot going on. We started the year with part of the world's on fire. The koala bears are all dead. Then Kobe Bryant and his daughter are tragically, suddenly taken from us. As we're getting over that, here comes coronavirus. We're all going to die. Oh, wait, no, we're not. Yes, now we are. Oh, no, maybe we won't know. Now who knows? And now we're going to fight about it for a really long time. Everybody stay home. Economy's dead. Murder hornets show up. The rats are coming out of the sewers because there's not enough garbage. So they're trying to eat people now. Police brutality. Protests in the street. Protests turn to riots. Police come out acting like RoboCop. And now they're firing tear gas and rubber bullets into what look like peaceful protests. And we're just barely to June. So I can't wait to see what happens. We're not even halfway through. Here's the thing. None of that stuff that I just mentioned is what's actually going to get us. Unless we change our ways, we've got a bigger problem to worry about. And that mostly is that we as a country are not equipped to deal with grown-up problems. We do have, I think, sort of an infrastructure in place, but we're just not capable of dealing with what we're going through right now. And I know half of you are yelling at your screens right now about Donald Trump, about how he's in a bunker when the protests are going on, and if you loot, we shoot, and inject disinfectant and UV light into your bloodstream, and the virus is a hoax, and now it's not a hoax. And you want to point fingers at Donald Trump, and I get that. I'm here to tell you Donald Trump is not the problem with America. And if you think he is, wait till he leaves office eventually and see if your life gets immediately better. And it won't. And if you're a Trump supporter, ask yourself honestly if your life is better because Trump is in office than it was when Obama was in office. And if you're being honest with yourself, I think you'll recognize that that's not the case either. So what is the problem? The problem, I think, is division. I don't know if we've ever been this divided, maybe during the Civil War, but it seems to be getting worse all the time. Consider that we have probably the most divisive president this country has ever seen in the White House, and ask yourself why that is. What does it say about the nation who elects a narcissistic, insecure, argumentative, divisive president who spends a lot of time on Twitter not only shaming his political adversaries but celebrities, and he's not above making fun of the way people look, making fun of their weight at times, calling everybody who doesn't think like him a loser. Now, again, he's not the problem, because the problem is not that we have this leader and we're all following his lead and that's making us divisive. The problem is that we are the country who elected that guy. And I think the reason that Republicans elected Donald Trump is because the Democrats hated him so much. The problem, I don't think, is that we have poor leadership. The problem is that we are the type of people who choose poor leadership. And I think as the division gets bigger and bigger and bigger, the people who are actually running the country, which it's the wealthy, powerful people at the top. You know, politicians will come and go, but what about the people who have those politicians bought and paid for? People who own media corporations, multi-billion-dollar media corporations. People who are defense contract companies who are part of the military-industrial complex, who donate millions and millions of dollars to every presidential campaign because they want their politicians in their pocket. These people who are at the top, they benefit from keeping us down at the bottom, fighting with each other, because then we won't look up and see where the real problem is. So they want to make you think, if you're a Republican, that the Democrats are the problem, or vice versa. Or if you're male, that the feminists are the problem, or vice versa. Or if you're black, that the white people are the problem, or vice versa. They can separate us along religious lines. There's no end to how they can pit us against each other when they control the information and the media. You know, it's really interesting to go during this COVID crisis. You go on CNN, and the headlines will tell you that this is the worst pandemic the world has ever seen, essentially, or makes it look that way. And you go to Fox News, and Fox News is just talking about the economy. They're politicizing the virus now. Now, with the protests and the police heavily armed response to that, if you go to CNN, CNN's talking about police brutality, and Fox News is talking about rioters and looting. Looting sounds like Lewd-ing, and that's gross. So looting, I hate that word. Let's just call it, I don't know, breaking windows and stealing TVs. These people who are taking TVs, I don't think they're even taking TVs anymore, right? Are they taking PlayStations now? I haven't seen any footage of people actually looting. The point is, if you take any issue, let's pick abortion. That's a hell of an issue to start with. But if you take abortion, the general narrative from the Republicans is the Democrats want abortion because they want to kill babies. And the narrative from the Democrats is Republicans don't want abortion because they want to control women's bodies and limit their freedom. Basically, they're slave owners. And so you have one group pointing at the other group saying baby killer, and then the response is slave owner, when in fact, I know people who are very passionate on both sides of this issue. I don't know anybody who wants to kill babies, and I don't know anybody who's in favor of slavery. So maybe what's happening is the information is being manipulated to make it look like the people who don't agree with you are the problem and are your literal enemy. The point is this: who you are told is your enemy is not your enemy. You guys have seen Aladdin, right? The cartoon, not the new one with like Will Smith. I liked Will Smith better when he was black. When he was blue, there was so much CGI in there. Like, I don't think he even was blue. I think he's still black, although I haven't seen him lately. So I don't think I've seen him, Theo. I don't think I've seen him since Aladdin. So yeah, but I think it's probably CGI. But anyway, so the old cartoon, the villain in Aladdin was a gentleman by the name of Jafar, and he's the Sultan's advisor. And his special power is he whispers in the Sultan's ear bad ideas, and he waves a magic stick in front of him, and then the Sultan does whatever Jafar says. And so he's like, I'm totally going to marry your daughter. And then the Sultan's like, Jafar is totally going to marry my daughter. And then he tries to marry his daughter. So that's your enemy right now. Your enemy is Jafar. And I don't mean Jafar, but I mean Jafar. So the Jafar, if you say Jafar enough, then pretty soon it just doesn't mean anything anymore. The point is, the next time you feel angry at people who don't agree with you, trace that feeling back to where it started. And it may be from an article, it may be from a conversation, it may be from something somebody said on Facebook, it may be from a politician. Did I say politician already? Maybe from a YouTube video. It may have happened to you during the course of this video. If so, I'm terribly sorry. But go back and find who made you mad, and that's your Jafar, right? Because in reality, if we go back to the abortion example, nobody wants to kill babies and nobody wants slavery. All of us agree on the basic principles, all of us. But it's the people above, people who are running this country, the lizard people, the Illuminati, the shadow government. Those are the people who want us fighting with each other. So then they can continue to do whatever the hell they want up there, and we won't even look up. But if you can trace your way back to the Jafar, you'll probably find it's somehow tied to those people up at the top. So that, I think, with listening will probably help. You know, the next time you find yourself in a conversation with somebody who disagrees with you, either on this whole police brutality, Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, it's I think it shows where we are right now that saying Black Lives Matter is controversial. I mean, we should all agree that Black Lives Matter, right? And saying all lives matter is also controversial in completely opposite ways. This is where we are. So I'm sure things will get better. By October, we're going to have like tornadoes and floods. And then, I don't know, maybe Moses will come back and he'll be like, what are you guys doing? But the next time you're in a conversation with somebody who disagrees with you, just listen. That's it. Don't listen, as I think Stephen R. Covey said, most people don't listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to respond. Don't listen to respond. Just shut up and listen. And when they're done, tell them that you understand what they said. Tell them what you agree with. Give them a hug if they're not wearing a mask. If they're wearing a mask, that's still a signal that they're freaked out about the virus. Don't be aggressive and just start hugging people who are worried about the virus. But just listen, understand, shut up, and go home. And if we can all do that for a little while, maybe all of this will just blow past this and we can start being a country again. We're on episode 20 here. I still have no idea how to end these episodes. And now that we're on video, I feel like there's a lot of pressure. So thanks for watching. Also, if you want, I'm going to probably do this every now and then where we'll do one of these video episodes so you can subscribe. I like it. Sometimes they're like, push right over here or wherever the subscribe button is. Push over here and like and subscribe. And then when I make another video, then you can like and subscribe to that one. And then it's like a snake eating itself. I think that's it. Theo, you want to say anything? Come here, bud. You want to come show him? Come show him that you're real. Come here. Come here. Oh, he might actually do it. Come here, bud. Come here. Come on, dummy. That's my guy. This is Theo, guest producer for the day. Say hi, Theo. Okay. See you soon.